Cuba. Welcome to this series of food culture today. We're going to be talking about Cuba and its rich culture. Cuba is the largest country in the Caribbean. Cuba has a climate of semi-tropical, which means you can visit any time of the year if you need some sunshine. Welcome to Cuba. Cuba operates under a universal healthcare system, and their doctors and medical community have contributed greatly to the world health. Baseball is Cuba's most popular sport. Boxing is also a popular sport in Cuba. Every child in Cuba between the ages 6 and 16 are required to attend school. Every child wears a uniform that indicates the specific grade level they belong to. The most common food in Cuba includes food that are made out of chicken, pork, rice, beans, tomatoes, lettuce. All spices are rarely used in Cuban cooking. Dance is very important in Cuba. Who does not like a good time of moving your body and shaking it? The birthplace of classic dance styles like the mamba and the cha-cha is from Cuba. Cuba has the highest doctor to patient ratio in the world. Very wonderful and very interesting at the same time, which means many Cuban doctors are sent abroad to help other countries that do not have enough medical professionals. Wonderful. Thumbs up, Cuba. The smallest bird in the world is found in Cuba. It is called the bee hummingbird, which grows to be about 2 inches in length and it's very, very beautiful. Another interesting thing that you can do in Cuba is if you're a person like me that likes taking pictures, make sure that you take pictures of just yourself or the environment. But make sure you don't take pictures of police officers, airport personnel in Cuba because it's illegal and it's against the law. So make sure you keep your cameras when you're in the airport and when you see the police officers in Cuba because you can be arrested for doing that. Sometimes nature calls and sometimes you have to blow your nose, but in Cuba it is considered very rude to blow your nose in public. So if you have to do this, make sure you get to a corner privately and blow your nose. I know this might sound very interesting to the rest of the world, but not until 2008 were the Cubans allowed to buy their own personal laptops or cell phone. And also, if you're going to Cuba, just be ready to have fun and relax because the internet service in Cuba is extremely, and extremely slow. Another interesting fact about Cuba is Cuba has 2 currencies. The first one is the CUC, which is the Cuban convertible peso, and the CUP, which is the Cuban national peso. The CUC is used mostly by tourists. So if you're visiting Cuba, this is where you're going to be spending. The CUP is commonly used by the locals. For the exchange purpose, $1 equals 1 CUC. So I and my friend and my brothers went to this Cuban restaurant in Philly, and I will recommend this restaurant to anyone living in Philly or anyone that visits Philly to try this restaurant. And the name of the restaurant is called Cuba Libre, and it's really, really beautiful. The interior is just breathtaking, and I had to take many pictures and take videos of this place because it was really beautiful. So we started with appetizer, and the first one we had was the pineapple guacamole cubano, and this had avocado, grilled golden pineapple, roasted jalapenos, fresh lime juice, extra virgin oil, and crispy plantain chips. And it was really, really, really delicious. Like everybody in the table loved it. Also included in the appetizers, we had empanadas, and this is just uh, bread dough filled with different kind of things. And we had the one filled with chicken, and another one filled with pork. The appetizers are so yummy that we wanted to try more appetizers. So we had the coconut crab fritters, and this had jumbo crab meat. For the entree, we also had a mixed grill which had steak, jumbo shrimp, chicken, chorizo, sausage, and yellow rice. And it was really, really yummy. Something I enjoyed about this restaurant is that they had music all over. Like it was like Cuban music, and the environment was just wonderful. And it was just only so of course I had to bust out and move. Now
La vecinita del frente buenamente se ha fijado cómo camina la gente.